Thank you. Thank you so much. Good morning, everyone. And thank you, Jose, for giving an opportunity for us to talk on this great forum of future ICT. Before I go that, I'm completely sold on backend. And, guys, just walk into my office and let's see what magic we can play together. Don't waste your time. Afternoon itself, we should catch up together. So, why I'm here today, I want to just talk about the future ICT and what could be the secret sauce, what I thought about it, in terms of taking this ICT going forward. Well, Mysore is called now Karnataka. And just take you a century back. Just take you a century back in terms of what Mysore was talk about. You can start your day and end your day with all the Mysore products and technology. That was the Mysore. From an industry, from your portfolio of your products, from a portfolio of your partnerships. If that's the case, how it happened actually? That means there was a very important role played by some visionary leaders, and none other than the Maharaja itself. The Maharajas of the Mysore state at that point of time, now it is called Karnataka, looking at and believed that if at all somebody needs to put in place something on the growth of the state, education will play a very important role. And second, in industry. And then he appointed the Diwan, Sir Vishweshwarya as his prime minister. And he actually coined this statement, very clearly laid down, that work performed with higher knowledge or skill, capacity or ambition, usually brings a correspondingly high reward. So work performed with higher skill. It thus becomes a very important element for the growth. What had happened is, the Mysore Maharaja put together a fantastic roadmap from education to science and technology to the healthcare, art and culture, and sports. And in this journey, I don't know, you all must be knowing it, Indian Institute of Sciences was picked up by the Mysore of Maharaja in collaboration with Tata's, and that's the journey started in 1906. And from there to 1916 to 1913, 1917, all the premier educational institutions were actually plugged in by the state itself. Today, when you see them, they are run autonomously. Today, when you see them, the patent which is filed. Today, when you see them investing into the latest technologies of semicon as well, the base, the foundation stone were laid down long number of years back. Why I'm talking about this? Because we are talking about a future, and future cannot be talked about without you understand why the past has been put together and why it is important for us to look at it. Evolution of higher education, how it happens is, just look at the left side and the right side. Once you have these big institutions of ISCs and etc. coming in place, what happened? The great research and innovation organizations of the ISRO, DRDO started setting up their operations in Karnataka, in Bangalore, particularly. In this movement, shifted the gear. They shifted the gear towards the, all the larger public sector units of BL, the HMTs, the HALs, all putting up together their larger operations and manufacturing as well. That means the starting point was that the premier institutions of those kind were set up, we created a base for the research and innovation organizations to come and set up here. And then the other commercial organizations of public sector units started putting in place. And then it was not looking back at all. You have those multinational companies from IBM's, Google, Microsoft, and everybody else leveraging this huge supply of the talent, becoming a very important parameter for their success, growth, client coverage, new numbers, and ambitious goal of launching the product into the NSE as well. Having said this, then they came up the journeys of the Center of Excellences, the NASCOM industry associations, the ISA, what came up, and they channeled around in terms of, hey, look, if you really want to talk about of ICT or a future of an industrial growth or a digital economy, this is a state. And why it is a state? Because of what I just said in a previous 2 minutes back. Then came the journey by 2015 onwards about the startups and entrepreneurship. Ladies and gentlemen, all of you, the stall here there, you should feel proud and we should clap for you for making Bangalore as the ¡1 state in India and the world on the startup and innovation ecosystem. Because of all of you and because of the work that you do, you feel the energy comes out from you. And look at the numbers that has come forward. This is the reason that going forward. Why again? Because you have those professionals, you have those industry, you have those talent available with you, you can think about it. And the other part that you can think about is the testing ground of the product. So if let's example, Backyard or ONDC, but ONDC there is a pilot project where? In Karnataka, in Bangalore, to prove their concept. So it becomes a testing bed for all new innovations and product lines. With this, what's happening around? The future of the ICT is taking about 3,500 plus ICT companies in Karnataka. And asking for what? Asking for demand of a new talent. Asking for the demands of talent of AI ML, of cybersecurity, of AVGC, of computing, of VLSI. And if you pick up those, all brands are asking the same story. Where they find this talent from is a great supply network which has been established in Karnataka. Having said this, I also want to take you to a wheel of till 2000, let's say 15 or 16 or a little bit 2020. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, today we look at digital economy. We're looking at around $1 trillion by Honorable Prime Minister. We're looking at Karnataka to contribute $300 billion of this 1 trillion digital economy by one state alone. And I'm very happy that we will be part of the journey and we will be able to achieve that. Today where we are, if I pick up the biotechnology itself, it will cross $150, $160 billion. That means 50 to 60% of our state GDP comes from digital economy of a state. No other state has these numbers, maybe somewhere around 8 to 10% as a comparative numbers. Where we are today, can we make it $300 billion? And can we go a little more? In this journey, ICT organizations has played a very important role. The largest employer, the largest exports, the growth of the engine completely set all these statements for them. But is it going to be the same, the future? The future will be coming out none other than those who are putting up their stalls here, the startups and entrepreneurs. They are going to change the future ICT, the work which happens. And they would be the one winners in terms of the larger corporates also to leverage their network. Now, having said this, ladies and gentlemen, the future ICT is going to be employable one, which only startup innovations. The largest employer in the world will be startup innovations rather than the mature companies that we think about it. So, Bangalore is proven, and Karnataka has proven itself as the talent supply of the world. So are we ready for the future ICT then? And the question comes up that if these numbers which I just laid down, are we really doing something on this kind or not? And if so, the future ICT, when I talk about of Karnataka startup ecosystem, where it is going to be, ladies and gentlemen, out of $120 billion that the India startup entrepreneurship has raised, $64 billion is raised only by Karnataka startups. You're talking about the numbers here. I don't want to talk about, 44 unicorns and 40 sonicorns. Yes, we are ahead. But how do we sustain that? When Jose was talking about sustainability, our Bangalore can be providing that sustainability for the growth which we have been seeing so far, and in the new form of ICT for the startup innovations. And for that matter, the organizations like KDEM has been born by the state and by the industry. Our slogan is very clearly, by the industry and for the industry. That means we breath the industry demand, we deliver the industry demand. That's it. And all the strategies are looked into by the industry people as well. We are looking at what? As I said, $300 billion. By 2030-31, we'll be looking at somewhere around $500 billion of contribution from a digital economy in the state itself. 2030-31, wait and watch, we will be there. And if we're there, believe me or not, today Karnataka is somewhere counted as top 4 technology center. It will be top 1 technology center by 2030-31. And it's a vision of Honorable Prime Minister as well. What we're doing this year, the secret sauce, as my title said, we need to figure it out, the talent piece, which is very, very critical for the future ICT. And for this, we have developed a Nava Sutra strategy, 9 gems, you can call it. The 9 gems, we use these little bit of Sanskrit words here. It basically talks about of the industry, the demands, the curriculum, the content, the counseling, the moderations, the training programs and skill development, the industry partnerships, and all these clubbed together are part of the Nava Sutra strategy. And the slogan that we have come together is jobs for all. So if ICT is growing future in a startups, how Karnataka is able to provide a talent supply ecosystem for that matter. And all of these petals of the flower are being covered in very in-depth by the industry and given a task to the KDEM to deliver it. And the KDEM is delivering with the ecosystem partners and putting the new ecosystem. The secret sauce, important pillar of this is we are not limiting ourselves to Bangalore. we are talking about of beyond Bangalore as well. So Bangalore is a destination, is a gem, is a crown which you're wearing it on the world map. But ladies and gentlemen, Mysore, Mangalore, Hubli, Belgaum, Dharwad are the important emerging tech clusters in the state. I don't know that you know or not, but around 4,000 plus AI resources are delivering from Hubli region alone. And these resources are serving the global clients, not even the local clients. So that means the shift in the north axis is taking place tilted towards the Bangalore plus. And the policy comes into play a very important role. So we are paying a lot of incentives and benefits for the organizations to look at. We are promoting a Belgavi as an EV and drone manufacturing cluster as well. In fact, on 24th of this month itself, we are launching the Belgavi as an EV and the drone manufacturing cluster. Ladies and gentlemen, 5 companies have signed up with me in LOI to put up the manufacturing plant on EV in Belgavi itself. 230 acres of land we have identified. We are showing them this land to them and say, can you guys take it up? And if they take it up, you will find another flag on the world map claiming that now we are in the race of world EV destination as well. These are the things which are putting together here. And when I say so, there are certain things that we also require in an ecosystem. Looking at the center of excellences, looking at the skills and the job initiatives that the government is putting together in partnership with industry. My summarization of my talk is, the future of ICT is where? Is in these startups and innovations. And the companies adopting more is gonna be the driving force in the world. Bangalore is number 1. In India, itself number 1. We are aiming to become number 1 in the world. And for that matter, the important secret sauce to make this happen would be the talent. And we are playing a very active role to ensure that this secret sauce becomes the important element of Karnataka's story going forward and for the world. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for giving me time. But believe me, talent is the story which we'll discover more and more. Thank you.